I just got every single iPhone 16 in every single color. So let's unbox them and take a look. Ugreen's latest Nexode power banks are the perfect traveling companions to charge all of your devices on the go. Check them out using the links below as well as later in the video. Okay, so let's start off with the standard models first. I've just noticed that the new box of the 16 is a tiny bit thinner than the 15, although not by a lot. And there's also a new charging indicator on the back, which tells you that a charger is not included, and also what sort of wattage you need for a charger here. Okay, so let's start with the blue model. This is the one that I'm excited for the most because Apple made it significantly more vibrant this year. So let's see how well it matches the one that we got. Whoa, okay. Okay, this is awesome. This is the first time I'm seeing it in person, by the way, and it's so good. It's got like a gradient look in a way on it. Man, this is amazing. Now I'm gonna do some color comparisons in a second, but first, inside the box we get cable, so it's the same USB-C to C cable. However, Apple packaged it in just a different shape, in a loop shape, as opposed to the circular shape that I had before. And yeah, it's pretty much the same content as before, just smaller, tiny bit smaller. One thing that we don't get is Apple stickers though. Like we only get the regulatory information in different languages, and that seems to be it. Actually, not even a quick start guide, that's also gone. Very interesting. So now if you need Apple stickers, you actually have to request them from the Apple stores in person. Now, something that I've immediately noticed is that yes, the action button is bigger than on the 15 Pros. So it's slimmer, but then longer than the 15 Pro. Take a look at this, guys. The SIM tray is significantly bigger on the 16 compared to the 15. So I took both SIM trays out and noticed something very interesting. Take a look at this. So on the 15 Pro, we have this extra layer, which is for micro SIMs, but this is missing from the iPhone 16 SIM. So despite the SIM tray being bigger, I don't believe you can actually use micro SIMs anymore, whereas on the 15 you could. Okay, so let me remove the wrap, which also has an indicator for the new camera button, by the way. Oh, there you go. The new iPhone 16. Just setting it up, and it's weird how you still get the camera option for the action button, even though you now have the camera control button as well. There you go. This is the menu, the setup process for the camera control button. Click the camera control to open up the camera app, then click it again to use the camera control as a shutter. Oh, so just pressing it, it literally feels like you're pressing it in. This is mad. Okay, I think you are actually, yeah, you are, to be honest, you are pressing it in actually. You can see it move. Yeah, so it does definitely move. So yeah, first impressions on the camera control button, which is what I was excited for the most in the entire iPhone 16 series, is that, yeah, it's weird. It presses in, which I was not expecting. It was supposed to be fully capacitive, but yes, it physically presses in a tiny bit. And then it also gives you haptics on top of that. And then to zoom in and out, how do you even do this? Hold on. Okay, so you kind of press a tiny bit, and then you swipe. Oh, you don't get any haptic feedback when you zoom in and out. That's weird. Okay, I was not expecting that. Okay. Huh. And how do I discard this? There's no way of doing that. Okay. Not quite as intuitive as I thought. Actually, Connor, who's behind the camera, just showed me that, yes, you can actually do that. You have to double tap it and then select whatever control you want to adjust. But I think in my case, I'm just gonna use a touchscreen. It's far faster. Obviously, this is my actual first impression with a capture button. I'm gonna use this for the next few days and then give you my in-depth thoughts in a future video. Okay, so let's take a closer look at all the new colors. I wanna start with the blue, which is by far my favorite. And if I bring in the iPhone 15 blue, you can see that it's literally a night and day difference. They call this blue, but it's literally more like silver. Whereas of course the blue on the 16 is actual blue, and you can see that in the frame as well. Like, just look at that. The difference is just so huge. I absolutely love that Apple did this because this is how a blue phone should look like. But here's the thing, even if I bring in the iPhone 14 blue, which was Apple's last vibrant blue, even this is so much nicer in my opinion compared to this. The shade was different, so you know it's not quite the same thing, but I just love this so much more. Also, something that I really love about this new blue is how the camera module has this darker blue around it, whereas before this was lighter, tiny bit, and on the iPhone 15 it was mostly the same shade, so I really love this contrast. Okay, then we've got the green one, which I'm also really looking forward to. Oh, okay. So it's a bit different than I thought. It's not as vibrant as I thought. It's more pastel, but it still looks gorgeous. Yeah, it's more teal, so I think Dave Lee, again, is going to be a huge fan of this. And even I am, yeah. Can't really decide if I like the blue one more or this green one. They're both gorgeous. Now, if you take a look at it compared to the iPhone 15 green, to be honest, the 15 green was not too bad. Again, it was more pastel, but the shade is very different here. We have a teal compared to an actual green. So, you know, it depends on your preference. I don't think the 15 green was that bad in the end. I do still think the 16 is a bit nicer, but let me know what you guys think. Earlier, I mentioned Ugreen's Nexode power banks that are incredible for powering up on the move. Here, I have the 20,000 mAh and the more cost-friendly 12,000 mAh power banks. Both are great carry-ons, thanks to their super lightweight and compact design. With broad compatibility for a variety of devices, both power banks can output 100 watts from a single port, and the larger of the two can output an additional 30 watts from its remaining power. Not only that, but both devices come with digital displays, with a 20,000 mAh model providing advanced info such as wattage and real-time power curves to help you plan your day. And if you need even more power, Ugreen also has a 25,000 mAh capacity option too. Ugreen's safety guarantee paired with their thermal guard protection ensures that every device is durable and safe no matter what. Check out Ugreen to see more of their power banks and accessories by using the links below. Next up, we've got the new pink. Ooh, this is nice. It's got a tiny bit of purple in it, at least to my colorblind eyes. It's more vibrant, especially if you take a look at the frame. Yeah, this is such a nice color. Again, here's compared to the iPhone 15 pink, which was just a different shade. Like I said, this is more purpley. I do think it's nicer, personally, but I don't think this one was that bad either, now that I'm looking at it too. And we've got something a bit more classy, which is the silver, which we did not actually have last year, so this is a new color, so to say. Oh, okay. It's a beautiful silver in the sense that it's perfectly white. We don't have that cream color that we had on some of the previous iPhones. Yeah, it's literally pure white. Same goes for the frame. It's beautiful. The closest color to this last year was the blue. Again, they do look quite similar, but I think you can probably tell from the video that this does have a hint of blue in it, whereas this is just pure white, like literally the same white as our table here. And lastly, we've got the black iPhone 16, which is very black and self black. This looks to me, yeah, it looks to be almost identical to the 15, which I'll compare in a second. But yeah, this is great if you're looking for a matte black iPhone, and this is just gorgeous. Yeah, so comparing it to the 15, I'm honestly not seeing any difference in terms of the shade. It's pretty much the same on both, even if you take a look at the frame. There's actually one difference that I've noticed, so I don't know if you can tell, it's very hard to tell, but the frame on the 16 is even more matte than the one on the 15. So it's less polished than the previous one, which already wasn't polished, but yeah, it's basically more matte. So there you go. Here are all the iPhone 16 colors against the previous iPhone 15s. As you can see, all of them changed aside from the black one, and the yellow is now gone and replaced by the silver. So let me know which one's your favorite. For me, that's definitely the new blue and the new teal. And in case you're curious, this is how the iPhone 16s compare to the iPhone 16 dumb units. The dumb units were quite close, but I would say the 16 colors are definitely nicer. Oh, and if you guys love the new iPhone colors as much as I do, you can actually get matching wallpapers from our very own app, Wallpapers. All of our designs are in 8K resolution too, so they will look crazy sharp on your iPhone, iPad, and of course even Mac. You can check out our app Wallpapers for free on iOS and Android by using the links below and get some awesome looking designs. So now it's time to take a look at the Pro models. And I want to start off with the Desert Titanium. So this is their hero color for the iPhone 16 Pros. And, ooh, okay. This is nice. This is really nice. It's got like a shade of pink on it, slightly. So it's not as gold as the old iPhones used to be. But man, this is beautiful. You know, it's not, for me, I wouldn't buy a gold iPhone, but like I said, this is not quite gold. It's more towards pink, but also gold. Like rose gold is probably the best comparison. Yeah, it's just gorgeous. Right, next up we have natural titanium, and as far as I'm aware, this color has not changed. It's the same as before, although at a first glance, it may be darker. I'll take a look at it in a second. When the frame is a bit changed. Right, let me compare it. So yeah, comparing the 16 Pro natural titanium against the 15 Pro, they are basically the exact same. However, the frame is not the same. So if you take a look at the 16 Pro, you'll see that the frame is way more silver as opposed to the more yellowy / golden look that we had on the 15 Pro's natural titanium color. Okay, then we've got the new silver, which from what I've seen online, it's supposed to be way more white, and yeah, definitely is. At least just by looking at it. We don't actually have a silver 15 Pro to compare, but just looking at the frame, for example, is perfectly silver. It looks beautiful. And the back is, like I said, as white as our desk, if not even wider. For example, comparing it against the 14 Pro Max in silver, which is the only other silver Pro iPhone that we have, you'll see that the 16 Pro is quite a bit whiter, whereas the 14 Pro's silver had a bit of a grayish tint to it. And then we've got the one that I'm going for each year, and this year as well, and that is, of course, the black titanium. And from what I've seen, this is supposed to be a bit darker than the iPhone 15 Pro titanium. So yeah, let's take a look. Although I'm sad to disappoint, but yes, the shades are exactly the same. The frame, however, is changed. So the frame is actually a bit more gray now. So you could say it's darker, whereas before we had this, again, this more golden or brownish look. And it looks like the frame is also more polished as opposed to the more titanium-y look that we had before. So it's a bit closer to how it used to be on the 14 Pros, although obviously not quite as polished. Now, if you're trying to decide between the neutral colors, fun fact, the iPhone 16s are actually a bit darker on the black version. And if you take a look at the silver is actually not as white as the Pro models. So the Pro models have more shine to them, which in the case of the black, it makes it brighter. In the case of the white, it also makes it brighter, hence more white. Now, I also want to touch upon the sizes because this year the Pro models are bigger. So the 16 Pro now has a 6.3-inch display from 6.1, whereas the Pro Max now has a 6.9-inch display from 6.7. So I gotta say, holding them both in my hands, the 16 Pro definitely feels wider and just not as comfortable as the 15 Pro did, so it kind of feels like a mini Pro Max, so to say. It's not, to be honest, it's not too bad. It's significantly more comfortable than a Pro Max, just not as comfortable as the 15 Pro used to be. Right, and this is the 16 Pro Max. As you can tell, it is quite a bit taller, and then it is for sure also wider. I can also tell this. However, just like I expected, compared to the 14 Pro Max, which was bigger than the 15 Pro Max, by the way, it was wider, the 16 Pro Max is more comfortable because the frame is more rounded, and I can tell that, and my hand is just way nicer to hold than the old 14 Pro Max was. And there we go, these are all the colors of every single new iPhone 16 and 16 Pro. Stay tuned for more videos. This was literally just my quick look at the colors and very first impressions. I'm Daniel, this is Zone of Tech, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Zone of Tech, signing out. Cheers.